Next, we're moving on to Calvin Sanabria. Calvin is a jack of all trades, freelancer here in South Florida. Today he joins us to share a tragic yet inspiring story of his journey and the transformation after a near-fatal accident. Without further ado, Mr. Calvin Sanabria. Welcome to the show, Calvin. Thank you so much for being here. So, you know, the fun part is you and I met at a restaurant. Oh, you got to put your hand. So, yes. So we met at a restaurant, and more than once, and we got into this conversation, and your story came out, and that's where I thought, well, you should come and be on the show with us. So would you like to share your story with us?
Yes, at 16, I was always a mechanic. I've always been a jack of all trades because of my father. He's always been a handyman around the house, and he showed me how to do things. And I was a mechanic on motor scooters and four-wheelers, all the fun toys back when I was 16. And coming from my mom's house, going to my dad's house because they were both split up, I was hit by a truck crossing the street, and he was taking the light or whatever was happening. He was with his daughter, and he hit me crossing the street at like 50 miles an hour, and I didn't break a bone or anything, but the injury dealt with my prefrontal cortex. So I was instantly shot into a coma. My lung collapsed, and I had a tracheotomy, the whole 9 yards, like at the hospital. I was there for 30 days in a coma. And they flew me on a private plane to Atlanta, Georgia, while I was in a coma. I don't know how that works. It boggles my mind how somebody can be in such high altitude and be in a coma,
Right.
and
Yes.
be safe.
Right.
But I made it to Atlanta, and I woke up in a coma, from the coma, and I didn't know anybody. I didn't know who I was, and how to relearn how to walk, and how to sit and eat with a fork and knife. I relearned what was a fork, what was a knife, and
How long did
troubling.
this recovery take?
3 months. I was in Atlanta, Georgia for 3 months in the Ronald McDonald house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a special house. He has. I like Ronald McDonald just for that, just for having
A space, a
the
place
space for children
for
that
healing.
have brain injuries, because I was there with multiple kids that suffered traumatic brain injuries, ones that sneezed and got an infection from the sneeze and went to his sinus, and his whole head was gigantic, and it was intense. And you just see everybody's story, and
So how did that transform your life after, you know?
I show more gratitude. I meditate now. I like to meditate and just be woke.
That helps with
Oh, yeah.
calming your
Oh, yeah.
system down.
Meditation is like medicine.
Right?
Natural medicine.